Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Mr. Nightlore. Mr. Nightlore was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of another neat new drone. This is the MJX V1. Now, those of you who have been with my channel a while know that I do like to include beginners learn to fly drones. That's what the Quadcopter 101 channel has been dedicated since the beginning, is helping new pilots enter into the world of RC aircraft. Mainly drones, but I also do, cars and airplanes, but mainly drones. Okay, and that's what this is. This is the MJX V1. Tiny little thing, isn't it? Look at this. Fits in the palm of your hand easily, especially my big palm of my big hand. But it weighs only 73 grams with the battery installed. What does that mean? That means this does not require registration in most countries, folks. Now, there is an exception. This does have a camera on the front, as you can see here. There are some countries, doesn't matter what the drone weighs, if you have a camera, it requires registration. Those are a few countries. But most countries do not require you to register this drone being under 75 grams, and that includes the US where I'm located. This drone does not require registration. Now, it is powered by little 615 coreless brushed motors. What does that mean? That means these motors will eventually fail someday, folks. You're going to have to expect that in these beginner learn to fly drones. You're not going to get a brushless motor in this price range down here in the $40 price range around there. They're going to be brushed motor drones. But that's okay. These are more than sufficient for a beginner to learn to fly with, and then you eventually move on to better drones, okay? It's important to learn the basics of flight. You're going to crash as a beginner, is what I always say. It's inevitable. Do you want to crash a $40 drone, or do you want to crash a drone that costs you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to learn to fly? No. That's why these are important to learn to fly with, these little toy drones, okay? Let's see. It is powered by a LiPo battery, of course, and this is a 3.85, I believe. 3.85 volt. Let's see if it can come up in focus. Probably not. That's kind of close focusing. But 3.85, 730 milliampere hour battery. This battery is supposed to give the drone approximately 12 minutes of flight time. It is not a smart battery. What does that mean? That means, well, first off, let me show you where you charge it. If I can find it. Where is that port? There it is. You see this? This is the little micro USB charging port for this particular battery. Now, you might infer that, well, I can use my phone wall charger cable to charge this. Don't do that. If you do that, there is a potential for overcharging this battery and damaging it, if not creating a fire hazard. Okay, use only the provided charger that comes with this battery. The reason being, this thing here is the voltage limiter. It will detect when this battery is fully charged and shut itself off. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that you go and plug this in and walk away for a day or two and hope when you come back it's fully charged. There's still potential there for overcharging this. So never charge a LiPo battery unattended. Always remember to be around while it's charging, just in case something bad does occur. Okay, very important, folks. Okay, let's plug this back in. Goes in like so, and slide it all the way in until it's flush with the back. Okay, now other things about it. I talked about the camera. The camera is movable. It can be moved up or down, but manually with your thumb or fingers before takeoff. It does not have remote control capability of moving it up and down. You have to do that manually. It sends video and photos to your phone, and it recorded to your phone, since there's no SD card slot on this drone. But the videos and photos are recorded to your phone over Wi-Fi. Now, it uses common 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which means that this will work with most phones. There are drones out there that use 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. For those drones, I strongly recommend you always check to see if your drone is capable of using 5 gigahertz 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. But if not, this one here does not require that. So don't worry about 5 gigahertz or 2.4 gigahertz. This uses common Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz, available on nearly every phone. Now, the video from this drone is 1080p video, and it's recorded to your phone at 20 frames per second. Now, I looked at that video, and in reality, I think that this might be interpolated from a 720p sensor, because it really doesn't look like 1080p quality to me. It looks more 720p. Additionally, it is a narrow field of view, which means images from this drone are somewhat zoomed in, so that makes it somewhat difficult to fly FPV with this drone, especially if you're flying indoors, because things are going to look a lot closer than they really are. Okay, outdoors that it might work, but indoors it's going to be difficult to fly FPV with this drone. Just letting you know that. I mentioned it appears to be interpolated. And the way that happens is the app that this drone uses, which is called the what is it called? Hold on, I'll find it. The M-Drone app, M-Drone app, available on Google Play and iTunes. But that app electronically interpolates the video to a higher resolution, 1080p. There's no real advantage to doing that, though, folks. The video's still going to look the same quality. So just let you know. Similarly, photos that this takes are interpolated also, electronically interpolated on your phone using the app and the software on the app, and it blows up the images to 4K. Again, it's not going to look any better than the original 720p still, the frame grab of the video that 4K photo came from. Okay, so there's no real advantage to doing that either. So I'll just let you know, do not expect cinematic quality video from this drone. You're not going to get it in the $40 price range, no matter what the manufacturer claims. Same with the photos. Do not expect beautiful 4K photos. It's not going to happen at this price range, okay? This camera is merely to let beginners have it. Oh, gee whiz, look, there's my house from the sky. Oh, there I am down on the ground up in the sky. That's all this is going to be able to do for you, folks, okay? You're not going to be able to sell those videos or photos using a $40 drone. Trust me, okay? Other things about the drone. It has advanced flight capabilities. Well, not advanced, but it has some neat stunt capabilities that interested me. That's why I was interested in reviewing this drone. Namely, well, it has the standards, altitude hold, headless mode. It also has flips, though, by the way. Very few drones these days I've seen have flips, but this one does. It lets you do flips or rolls and flips. So it does have that capability, but it has some other modes that are interesting to me. Then one of them was spin mode, where it spins rapidly. Then there's a circle fly mode, which flies around in a circle. I don't know if you can expand that circle, but it's a kind of a narrow circle it starts with, but we'll see if we can expand that to make it larger. That's pretty neat. Plus it has another mode, supposedly toss mode, where you can hold it and just toss it, and it will automatically start and go into hover. So you don't need to take off from the ground. You just, link it up to the controller, put it in your hand, and toss it, and it's supposed to fly automatically. So we'll see if that actually works as advertised. Let's go over the controller now. Looking at the controller, we have well, first off, it is powered by 3 AAA batteries. Okay, you got some dollar store batteries in there. Now it has a scroll wheel up here on the top. This scroll wheel is inoperative, so just like you know, it does nothing. It does not raise or lower that gimbal or that camera lens. It does nothing. It has a phone holder for holding your phone for viewing while doing FPV flying. This button here is for taking a photo with a quick press or a long press to start and stop videos. It has an on-off switch right here for turning on the controller. Other buttons, this hits your headless mode button. You press it once and it enters headless mode. Press it again and it exits headless mode. This button can also be used to adjust your trim. And the way to do that, to adjust trim so this has a steady hover, is to hold the button down and then move your stick in the opposite direction that the drone is drifting. Just keep bumping it until the drone stops drifting, and then let go of that button, and the drone should be trimmed. Other buttons on it. This button here is for your rapid rotation mode. Quick press enters rapid rotation, and a long press enters into circle fly mode. So we'll see how that works. It does have automatic takeoff, automatic landing, which you activate by pressing this button here. And this button under the power switch is for beginner and expert rate, so you can fly faster by moving it to the right, or if you're flying too fast and too nimble, move it back to beginner mode by sliding it to the left. This also can do flips again, but to operate the flips, you press into the pitch roll stick, which is right here, and then tell it which direction to flip, either right, left, forward, or back. And of course, this stick here is your throttle and yaw. And since we have throttle on the left, this is a Mode 2 controller only. It's available in Mode 2 only. So that is the MJX M1. Let's take it down in my basement and also take it outdoors and see how it flies in both environments. So hope you enjoy these flights. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the indoor flight of the MJX V1. Now notice I have the prop guards on I recommend only using these indoor, folks. Don't use these outdoors. Reason being, they're threefold. Is one thing, these end up like hooks in a tree. If your drone will crash in a tree, it may be up there indefinitely if you have these prop guards on. Secondly, they degrade the flight performance of the drone, okay? It messes up the efficiency of these propellers. And thirdly, they do act like sails in the wind. If you're outdoors and there's wind blowing, this is extra drag on the aircraft, so it degrades the flight performance. Take them off outdoors. Good indoors, outdoors not so much. Okay, let's get this started. To fire it up, I'm going to hit the on-off switch like so and hold it down. It lights up like so, and then put it on a flat level surface like my landing pad here. And then turn on the controller, and then to bind it, I move the sticks up, then down. The left stick up and then down, and it's connected to the drum. And I'm going to put it in low rate too. I had it in high rate because I was just flying it outdoors. Now the next thing I need to do, that drone is emitting a Wi-Fi signal. I need to connect my phone to the drone's Wi-Fi signal, 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal, and then I open the app. And then once I connect my phone to the drone's Wi-Fi signal, then I open the app. The video should be viewable on the app. So hold on while I do that, folks. Okay, this is the MDrone app available on Google Play and iTunes. And I believe to start the motors, I've got to bring them down and out, or down and in. Down and in where it starts the motors. And then to take off, press the automatic takeoff. And there we go. So right now it's trimmed up pretty good. I'm going to try it a little bit, holding down this button here, and then one push forward, and maybe one push to the right. Okay, we should be trimmed up. Let me make sure we're not in headless mode. No, we're not. Okay, the first thing I want to demonstrate is these rapid spin mode. That's the circle mode. Circle fly. More or less it does funnels indoors. and now that's the rapid spin mode there. So those are the two fun modes there. And then the next thing I want to do is come over a little bit closer, and we'll demonstrate a flip. High, forward flip, left flip, right flip, coming back toward me. And what do we have? Back flip, or forward flip, left flip. I forgot what we didn't do yet. But that's it. Those are the flips that this drone can do. Now let's just fly it around. It's very maneuverable, I'll give you that. I wonder if this can do funnels. Let me go to a higher rate and come down a little bit lower. Okay, I'm going to high rate, moving it like so. And then, oh yeah, funnels. Going up a little higher, increasing speed. So there's funnels and high rate. Going back to low rate. Okay, let's just fly around. Oh, I haven't started the video camera yet. Let's do that. Video camera started. And turning it toward me. Sync up the cameras. And then turning it around. And let's just fly it around the area. We'll fly it around the stanchion over here. Now, I am not flying FPV, folks. And if you try to fly FPV using this camera, you're going to have a hard time. That's because the field of view is very, very narrow, and it gives you this zoomed in look. Okay, it makes it difficult to fly FPV strictly. I guess it can be done. I'm doing it right now. I'm trying to do it right now, but it's difficult. Let me go a little further. Turn it. Turn. There I am. Let's go this way a bit. I'm flying FPV right now. It's difficult. See? It's hard to do, folks. I recommend not trying to fly FPV with this screen. And the reason being, you will crash like I did there. Let's see if I can still get it in air. Okay, I think we're still connected. Let me stop the video recording, actually. And yeah, we're still connected. Let me stop the motors because I want to demonstrate one more time that automatic toss feature. Okay, it's connected through the controller. All I need to do is toss it with my hand, like so. And it flies. So that's cool too. I like that feature too. Now this time I'm going to fly line of sight around the stanchion over here. Around that pillar. and back over. Much easier. And actually, that's what you should be doing with this drone. You should be learning to fly line of sight, as they say, with this drone. And also, since this does not have a GPS, it does not have optical flow, you are going to need to manually learn how to hover it, like I'm doing here, manually hover. And the way you do that is, to learn to hover, is you put the back end of the drone toward you, stand behind it, makes it easier, and then just try to stay over a certain position. Like my landing pad here, I need to go to the left, it's drifting off to the forward left, so I'm going to pull back and a little bit to the right. And you just keep doing that until it becomes natural. Okay, you just keep practicing. That's what I did with my original drone, was old WL Toys F959 or V959 from 10 years ago. That was my first drone. And that's how I learned to fly, folks, is just standing behind it. And I would go out on a breezy day, actually, and I would face into the wind, with the back of the drone toward me, and I try to fight that wind in maintaining a stable hover. So it took a lot of practice, but it's doable, and I highly recommend that you do that, especially with these drones here. These drones will let you learn how to fly, so don't poo-poo the cheap $30 to $40 drones. They're not that bad to learning to fly with. They're not. And they're actually kind of fun. I still enjoy flying these toys. I get a kick out of them. I do. And I know a lot of you experienced drone pilots, well, the ones that actually know how to fly, still get a kick out of these toy ones too. There's a lot of drone pilots that really don't know how to fly these cheaper toy drones. They're dependent on the GPS to fly the drone. They can't fly line of sight, have no idea how. You don't want to be like that, folks. You want to be able to bring your drone back just in case that GPS does fail. You want to know how to do that. So, this is I got to say, this drone is pretty responsive. It can turn very rapidly if you wish. The yaw rate is pretty good on that, even in low rate. Okay, I was just looking at my FPV screen there. I saw it had some lag there and it just caught up. So again, another reason not to depend on trying to fly these toy drones with your phone. It's just not possible with most of them. And the reason, bad camera. They all got, most of these toy drones got very good camera. They got bad cameras, I'll just say that. And you're getting a old cell phone camera from about 10 years ago is what you're getting with these. I know there's a huge stock of them somewhere, stored somewhere. So let's see if we get any more flip control. Yeah. Bring it closer. Let's do a right flip. And a back flip. Again, I think, did I mention that? Limit those flips. Don't try to do too many of those, because those stress out the motors on these toy drones. And you'll end up prematurely having to buy a new motor for that drone and replacing that motor. So don't do that. Don't do that. Not a bad little drone at all. Sync up the camera. Sync up the camera. Okay, am I recording? Not really. That's okay. The picture ain't going to look much better than what's on my screen recorder program here, because again, it's only a 720p video. It's upended to 1080p electronically. But, well, this does fly quite a bit, don't it? Other features of this drone are available if you want to fly it with the phone itself. But I don't recommend flying with the phone, because it's phone controls. The virtual phone controls are just not accurate enough. You are going to crash the drone a lot if you try to fly it indoors with phone control. You could probably do it outdoors without any difficulty, but indoors not so much. But the only thing is, the advanced features, I think they have a rudimentary, let me look here, waypoint mode. Is that true here? Let me look in the background. Yeah, there's a rudimentary, it's just up and right of the V finger there, a waypoint mode. But all that does is, folks, when you fly it like that, is it'll fly for a few feet when you draw a line on your screen. It'll only go like that, and then it'll stop. So, you know, it's really basic. I don't recommend you doing it. If you can, stick with the controller. Fly the drone with the controller. That's what you want to learn to use anyways, how to fly with the controller. Ah, I smacked again. Got it in. It's trying to flip itself. There we go. There. One thing you just don't have is an emergency stop. Let's see if it'll fly. Yeah, it's still flying. Now, try doing that with a brushed motor drone and you're going to chop your fingers off. That's another thing about brushless motor drones. They're relatively safe. Okay, this drone is not going to chop your fingers off if you put your finger in between those propellers. Just ain't. It just doesn't have the power of those little 615 motors. You know, they're just barely lifting. Well, they're doing a good job of lifting this particular drone in the air. But yeah, brushless motor drone. Those are much more powerful motors, and you would never want to do that with that. That's another thing I see people do with brushless motor drones. They try to hand catch them, hand catch them, especially with the gyro controls. Sometimes the thing will fly out of your hands and trying to balance itself. You know, if you grab it with your hand and if you're off balance, you know, if you tilt it, it's going to try to overpower that to flatten itself out, and there is a chance of hurting your fingers there. So never hand catch or hand launch, either one of them, a GP or a brushless motor drone. But speaking of hand launches, let's do one more of those. Okay, I just hit the landing button. Let's do one more of those hand tosses, hand toss launches. I think that's cool. Okay, this detects that it's dropping and then it'll start the motor up again. It's fun that I can do that. Well, this one's flying a long time. You know, I was just flying outdoors with this, and the flight time wasn't as long as I expected because I was fighting a wind out there. It was a pretty windy day outside. Okay, now the lights are flashing, and hear the beep, and see the light flashing on the belly. That means our battery's getting low, and this will be landing itself shortly. And let's see that. So you have warning, low battery. So let's see what it does. Well, outdoors it just landed itself, so I got a feeling it's going to do the same here. Low battery. There we go. And yeah, it just lands itself. So that's it, folks. I'm going to turn off the controller here because it's beeping. That's an annoying beep. And then turn off the drone. And well, actually, let's leave the drone on for now. So that's the MJX V1. Let's take it outdoors now, which I've already done actually, and see how it flies outdoors. Hope you enjoy the second part of this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the outdoor flight of the MJX V1. Okay, I already have this connected, and we are recording. This is the M-Drone app, but I want to see if this thing actually can be tossed. So here we go. Wow, well, you know. Okay, I see we need some trim. So the first thing we're going to do, we need some left trim and some forward trim, left trim, and that's good there. So yeah, that was cool. I like that. Okay, while we're flying around, first off, I want to show the camera. So we'll go over here. Oh, am I recording? I haven't started recording yet. Recording video. Video's recording. So let's go up higher and show you the camera. I'm going to have to pull back some because the wind's at my back, but going up higher, this is the camera that comes with this particular drone. Now this thing rotates pretty rapidly, so I'm going to have to go to higher rate too because of the wind. Second rate. Okay, this is high rate, folks. Trying to fight the wind. Even in high rate, the wind's about 4 miles per hour, so high rate is just barely able to fight that wind. I'm drifting back now, and that's how much wind I got there. So I'm coming back down. So we're going to fly low for the remainder of the flight because that high rate is just a little too high. Show you the street one more time. Or not high enough, actually, the high rate. And the wind's dying down right now, so I got some gentle flying going on right now. Trying to fly forward and pushing forward and coming down. So that's the camera. Bringing it around and trying to bring it up close into the wind. The little breeze I got in my back here, and the reason being we're going to do some flips. So going over here and then flip button, right flip, forward flip, coming back again into the wind, and left flip and back flip. So it did those. Okay, so let's try those circle fly or advanced other features like circle fly. Going over here, circle fly or rotate, rapid rotate. Coming out of rapid rotate now, so coming back again. This time we'll try circle fly. I'm going upwind and long press. Can I adjust? Oh no, if you move the right joystick, it does not adjust the radius rotation. It stays the same. It just rotates a little slower. Let's do that again. So this is circle fly mode with the wind pushing it. Coming out of circle fly mode. Okay, let's just try some stunt fly. Oh, headless mode. Headless mode. Which way's forward? That way's back. This way's right. And this, come out of headless mode. Oh, go over that tree. Don't hit that tree. Coming back over here. So that's about all the features it got there, folks. But again, this is a beginner's learn to fly drone. Just to learn the right stick, you know, pitch, yaw, or pitch and roll, and then throttle and yaw on the left stick. So learn how to use those and control the drone. And this does it very well for this price range. You know, we're talking $40 price range. Again, you're not going to become a cinematographer. You're not going to become an FPV racer with this because it's a really narrow field of view, as you can see there. Okay, you know, being recorded on my screen here. Let's see if you can see me. Now the drone's about 10 feet away, but look how zoomed in I am. So let's try that again. And again, this very narrow field of view, very hard to see. You know, as you push forward, you see a lot of ground. It makes it difficult to fly FPV with, even outdoors. So again, this is only meant to enable you to go up and see yourself on the ground, like so, like that, or your house. I guess you could look at the roof of your house with this to inspect for lost shingles, or if your gutters are cluttered. I guess you could do that since you can move the camera up and down. But other than that, you know, it's just big, very, very basic drone. And don't expect to get a super drone for $40. It's not going to happen. Okay, let me bring it in closer, this tiny little thing, so you can see it better. I've been flying pretty far away. There it is, pointing at me there. Hi. Let me see if I can get a thumbnail. Coming down lower. Hope that thumbnail comes out, because that would look cool. Let's talk about range. Okay, people, that's another thing. A lot of people expect you're going to be able to fly this out a mile, 2 miles, via the screen only. You know, navigating using the screen only. That's not going to happen, folks. You know, the max range on this, I'm expecting to be about 30 meters, maybe down to that mailbox there, over there, for FPV. Control range is probably a lot farther, but so hold on a second while I land this thing. Okay, I thought the neighbor was pulling out their car, but they weren't. Okay, starting it back up again, starting the video recording. I just found out I wasn't recording too, folks. Sorry about that. But automatic, or let's see, starting the motors by down and in, down and out. They're not starting. Automatic takeoff. Let's see if I can still start it by tossing it. I think my battery's low. I think that's it, folks, for the flight. Hold on. Let's try a toss here. There we go. I got it back in the air. I don't know why I couldn't start it with the on-off switch, or the automatic takeoff switch, but it wouldn't. Let's go up one more time again to show the camera, since I wasn't recording that last time. Okay. There's my street. Coming back down. See, we lost FPV there because I went closer to the mailbox, and here does come the neighbor this time. So coming back down. And bringing it down. Closer, closer, lower, lower. And getting in the picture. I'm getting off the street because the neighbors are starting to drive by. And there I am. So there's its camera again. So again, don't expect cinematography, but you can learn to fly, and learn to fly well with this little toy drone. Coming down out of the sky, going back up again into the sky, and seeing yourself from the ground. Coming back down. So again, the MJX V1 for beginner flyers. We'll see if, I think, what was this, 12 minutes flight time? Well, right now we've been flying, I'm guessing 8 minutes or so, so this does have some good flight time. I like that automatic takeoff, but I'm curious why I wouldn't start with the sticks, by moving the sticks down, and I thought that would start them, but it doesn't. I'm flying just around in doing, what do you call it, figure eights with the drone. So with the little V1 coming up again for another thumbnail, getting closer. So a lot of people buy these and then they wonder why it doesn't hover by itself, you know. Why is it moving? Why is it drifting? Because there's no GPS in these, okay? Only drones with a GPS can automatically maintain position. These toy drones, you have to move the sticks, as you see here, okay, right, left, to maintain a position. To say there's a wind, like right now, I'm fighting the wind. I'm doing that manually by moving the sticks. Now, this takes practice, folks. You're not going to be able to do this, you know, the first day you get this drone. You are going to need to practice to learn how to fly, to hover. I recommend going out on low wind days. Also, I recommend not flying high, okay, like I did. The only reason I flew high is I know what I'm doing, but a lot of people don't. And if you're still unfamiliar with the controls, flying like I did there, especially on a breezy day like today, your drone is just going to drift off and you'll wave goodbye to it. So don't do that, folks. So I strongly recommend staying close to the ground. If you're a beginner flyer, stay close. Do not send it up high. Do not send it, gee, I wonder how high I can fly. You do that, I guarantee you are going to lose it, because you're going to say, which way's forward, which way's back? You can't control it because you don't know how yet. You haven't practiced enough. So, boy, that wind's picking up big time now, but it's still flying. Here comes the postman. I might need to land again here because I don't know if he's drone phobic or not. Some people are just drone phobic. Oh, going up like that, that's cool. Coming back down again. I'm gonna try that again. Let's raise it up again, going up with the wind. Wind pushing it backward. Okay, coming back down again. I wonder if there's more energy to flip. That's how you find out if your batteries are getting low. Will the drone flip anymore? Let's try it. It's still flipping. Okay, I'm going to land it for a second, folks, because the postman, and then we'll start flying again afterwards. So hold on. I heard a beep, beep, beep. Oh, there's a low battery, so never mind. We're going to keep on flying until that battery goes out. Let's see what the battery flight time is. I bet you it doesn't do flips anymore now, though. Let's find out. Bring it closer. Will it flip? Nope, don't want to flip no more, because the battery's almost dead. And also, oh, there we go. See how it's landing itself? Automatically landing. So, let me stop the video recording. Video recording stopped. So, that's the MJX V1. Let's turn off this controller. MJX V1, beginner's drone. Learn to fly drone. For that, it does its job. So, this is Quadcopter 101. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.